YouTube? My name is Pogos and welcome back to Gun Genesis Nature. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Mossberg Patriot in 30-06 caliber. Before we start off the video, I do have to do a quick safety check. Magazine is empty. And so is the chamber. So the Mossberg Patriot comes in different variations such as the wooden stock and the black synthetic stock that I have right in front of me over here. It also does come in different calibers such as the 270 Winchester, 300 Win Mag, 308 Win, and the 30-06 just as I have right in front of me over here, and the 6.5 Creedmoor. If you choose to go with the synthetic stock as I have right over here, you're going to be sitting at about 7.5 pounds of weight. But if you choose to go with the wooden stock, you are going to be a little over at 8 pounds, which is basically a half a pound increase over the black synthetic stock. Starting off with the very back of the rifle, the very rear, the buttstock. The buttstock is made out of rubber and is very soft. So especially when you're shooting many rounds down the range, it does hold up really well so that you don't have red strokes going through your arms, or rather your shoulders. So it does hold up pretty well and reduces a lot of pain that you might have. Over here, this is an aftermarket cartridge holder, so this doesn't come stock with the rifle. But over here, I do have to mention that there is a little cheek holder. It kind of helps with accuracy, or if you want to like put your cheek a little down or up on the stock, there's a little bump over here that can just help for more better grip, I guess, on your cheek. Moving down into the stock, Mossberg did do a good job on their Patriot in terms of the grip. So for example, myself, I do tend to have a lot of sweaty hands, or during the winter my hands tend to freeze really quickly, but gripping onto this rifle seems to be very easy. So I can grip onto this rifle even with sweaty hands, and I can assure you that I won't jerk off my hand and accidentally pull the trigger or do something like that, because the grip allows me to hang on tight into the rifle and hold it at where I have to hold it in order to take my shot precisely. Moving forward, you do have the safety right over here. It's really easy to know if you're on safe or off safe by simply looking at the red dot. If this little thing covers the red dot, that means you're on safe and the trigger cannot be pulled. If you are off safe, then you will be able to see the red dot, and at that point you can pull the trigger. Talking about the trigger, it's very soft for especially a 30-06 Springfield rifle. I haven't seen many rifles like that at a very soft trigger, so that is a plus. It is a lightning bolt trigger, so it does have that little thing right over here that allows for a little bit more accuracy when you're shooting down the range, especially if you're shooting from 200 to 300 yards down the range. You want to have good and precise aim, and the trigger does play a significant role in that. So you do want to have a good trigger so that you can grip on, and just there's a little timing right before you can pull that trigger. That way you know that you're pulling the trigger at a precise way and it's going to hit where you're shooting at. Moving down, you have your magazine. I'm going to show that more precisely. It is a all-round box magazine made out of plastic. Over here they did a little touch, Mossberg did a little touch. They just wrote Mossberg at the bottom, as you can see right over there. It's really easy to load it, and it's really easy to put it back into the rifle. It is detachable, as you can see right over here. Makes a loud clicking noise so that you know that your magazine is attached to the rifle, and you can chamber around into the chamber, so that way you don't have to go double checking under the rifle and doing some weird stuff. Moving above, you do have the bolt. This is a bolt action, like I said. Really simple to take off the bolt, and this is meant for cleaning purposes as well, so you can clean the rifle after you've gone to the range. You guys should be taking care of your guns. Mossberg did a really good job of detailing their bolt. You can see the little lines, long lines actually. Really good job in terms of detail. And it goes in really easily without pulling a button or pushing a button, just by sliding it in and it's done. Now I will show you how to take it out. The way that you would take it out is by pushing down this lever right over here. So like that, and the bolt just slides out. Really simple, really easy. So that's a good up for the Mossberg Patriot. I did like that feature a lot, especially if you want to clean your gun after a long day of the range, just came back home. You just don't want to be going through a bunch of different things like pulling the trigger, pulling the stuff in order to get out one of these bolts. So it's just really, really simple. Click the button and then comes out, and you don't even have to click a button when putting it back in. It slides all the way in. I do want to mention to you guys that the bolt is very smooth in the rifle. I seem to have no issues ever since the day that I've bought this rifle, and I've owned this for about now 2 years. No issues whatsoever regarding the bolt. Really smooth, mechanically well made. So good on that for the Mossberg Patriot. Moving upwards, you have the stock Vortex Crossfire 2 3:9x40 ratio scope. I did leave this scope on stock, but it does a really good job at about 100 yards. So I have actually sighted this exact scope for 100 yards. So I do shoot it pretty precisely at 100 yards. So I can't zonk it for that. Really good job for that. Here's your magnifier right over here. By just turning it to each side, left or right, you can go through the different magnifiers. And then here you have your windage adjustment and your leverage adjustment. Moving forward, you have your sling swivel studs both on the front and the back, so you don't have to get them aftermarket, which is another up, because sometimes rifles won't come with these sling swivel studs, and then you have to go get them mounted, pay extra money for that, and then takes extra time and so on and so forth. So good on Mossberg for adding that to the Patriot. Moving forward to the barrel, the most front end side of the gun, it has a fluted barrel. So if you can see in the camera, it's fluted all over, from the front to the back, from the side to the other side. So I did do some research about why fluted barrels are good, and I found out that not only does it conserve weight because you shred down off the steel of the barrel, but it also helps to cool down the internal barrel from the inside. Especially if you're shooting many rounds down the range, your barrel does tend to get very warm with a high velocity ammunition, and this is a 30-06 like I aforementioned. So 30-06 does penetrate really good and a lot. So it does tend to get really hot. So that's good for the fluted barrel, especially for your budget-friendly gun. I do have to tell you guys that this is a really good budget-friendly thing, because a lot of rifles don't have one of these fluted barrels, and guess what? The Mossberg Patriot included it. So good on them for that, conserving weight plus helping the barrel to cool down. That's gonna wrap it up for today's video. It was a debrief of the Mossberg Patriot, this one in the 30-06 Springfield. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and if you like and then share, I'll be grateful for that, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.